rules and regulations. Eddie woke up with a killer headache. He stumbled down the passage to find Sue for some tablets. She was in the kitchen, preparing breakfast. The smell made him feel even more sick. "Boy, you look like you had a very interesting evening," Sue smiles. "Wait, I have just the remedy," she says as she walks off to the private part of the guest house. She returns with a glass bottle with a light brown liquid inside. She fills 2 glasses half with water, then she adds a tablespoon of the liquid to each glass and stirs it. "Here, one for each of you. I assume Brett will feel pretty much the same as you." Eddie sniffs the liquid and pulls a face. If it won't cure them, it will kill them. Either way, the suffering will end. "Brett," he says as he removes the duvet from the cocoon on the bed. Brett immediately puts his pillow over his head. "Brett, wake up. You'll be late for court. Here, I have some medicine." Brett removes the pillow and tries to look at Eddie through squinted eyes. He sits up with a groan, and Eddie hands him a glass. "What is it?" Brett asks. "Dunno. Sue says it will help." Brett sniffs the concoction. "Chamberlain's," he says. "The worst memory from childhood, to be honest. But it works. Promise." They both pinch their noses and gulp down the liquid. "Ugh!" Brett exclaims, gripping his throat. Eddie was flicking his tongue in and out of his mouth, wiping it with the back of his hand to try and get rid of the taste. Both rush to the bathroom to brush their teeth and try to gargle with the toothpaste as best they can. Anything to get rid of that taste. As they return to the bedroom, Brett plonks on the chair, and Eddie falls on the bed, face down. Then Eddie lifts his head up, looks at Brett, and says, "Wow, my headache is gone, and my stomach is settling." Brett looks at him with a smile and says, "Me too. Told you it was magic stuff. I'm taking a shower. Be right back," Brett says. Eddie picks out some clean clothes for himself and lays it out on the bed in preparation for taking a shower once Brett is done. "Dude," Eddie yells from the bathroom once it's his turn. "You used all the hot water. It's freezing." He finishes his shower as fast as possible and rushes out to get dressed. Even if it is summer, a cold shower early in the morning is not a joy. Brett wasn't in the room anymore, so Eddie got dressed and made his way to the kitchen, where he assumes everyone gathered for breakfast. Brett was very nervous as he entered the courtroom. Eddie was waiting outside. He was not allowed in as it was a family matter. Most of the courtroom was wood, wooden desks, wooden wall cladding. It seemed stuffy and old-fashioned. He's not sure what he expected. Maybe a small room with a judge, the lawyers, and himself? Instead, this was a huge courtroom. 3 judges sat on one side on huge leather chairs. On the right side, at a long desk, he saw Stefan and 3 other people he didn't know. On the left side, at a similar long table, was 2 people in black suits. They stared at him as he entered, making him feel uncomfortable. He quickly made his way over to Stefan. As Stefan gestured for him to sit down, a lady in uniform, almost like the police, stepped up to where the judges sat and handed them some files. She said, "Judge, this is case number 17 for today. Initial hearing to decide medical competence of one Mr. S.E. Yang." The judge in the middle looked up and said,
"I am Judge Sotoli. You can address me as Judge or Ma'am. I have 2 advisors of my choice present. You may not address them. As this is not a criminal trial, but initial assessment hearing, there is no defense assigned to the subject of the trial. Instead, I appointed 2 medical professionals who will give their valuable input."
With that, Stefan stood up. "We thank you, Judge, for your availability on such short notice. If it pleases the court,
I will provide a brief of the petition, after which senior counsel to my right will handle the rest of the proceedings.
The judge nodded as Stefan started to explain the facts of the case. After a while, the judge stops him.
I understand his son is here to provide evidence?
She asked.
Yes, Judge.
Stefan says as he pointed towards Brett.
This is the son, Mr. Brett Yang.
Please swear him in.
The judge says. The lady in uniform walks over to Brett and tells him to stand up.
Raise your right hand.
Brett complies.
Do you promise to tell the truth in these matters, and only the truth?
I do, Brett says. The bailiff nods and gestures for him to sit down again.
Mr. Yang, why are you doing this?
Brett was surprised by the bluntness of the question.
Your Honor, my father is not well. I am concerned that something serious is wrong with him that could be treated, but he refuses it. The longer he leaves it, I believe, the worse it will get.
That's all I wanted to hear.
The judge says with a smile.
Let me explain to you what will happen next.
She says.
Your father will be collected from home by a medical team. He will be taken to a hospital where they will do a full medical assessment and psychological evaluation. I will sign an order to mandate it, and police will be present as well. You can imagine that it will be a traumatic experience for him. So I urge you to discuss it with him before they arrive. I will make the order out for 2 days from now. After the assessments, we will reconvene to decide future action. That is all.
With that, everyone concerned with the case gets up and leaves the courtroom.